Welcome back to NRJ 159. Matchday 1 of the FIFA World Cup 2026 delivered three fascinating tactical battles across Groups B and C. At the New York, New Jersey Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, Morocco frustrated tournament favorites Brazil and earned a deserved draw. In Group C's other fixture, Scotland found a historic breakthrough against a stubborn Haiti side. And in Santa Clara, Switzerland dominated Qatar for long stretches but were punished by a dramatic late equalizer deep in stoppage time. Let's break down the tactics behind each result. This was one of the most tactically compelling matches of Matchday 1. At first glance, Brazil appeared to control the game. They finished with a shade under 50% possession and completed significantly more passes. But possession can be deeply misleading. The real story was how Morocco managed space. Whenever Brazil tried to build from the back, Morocco's two banks of four compressed central channels and forced play into wider areas. Brazil could move the ball. What they could not do was consistently move Morocco's defensive block. Morocco, by contrast, looked dangerous every time they won possession and transitioned forward. Their high press, led by Ismael Saibari and supported by the industry of Azzedine Ounahi and Ayoub Bouadi in midfield, frustrated Brazil throughout the opening period. Brahim Diaz and Neil El Ainaoui added creativity and directness, creating several threatening situations before the opener arrived. Achraf Hakimi was also a constant attacking threat from right back, driving into space and testing Brazil's defensive shape. Morocco's opening goal perfectly encapsulated everything they had threatened in the first 20 minutes. The move began with Brahim Diaz collecting possession in midfield. With remarkable composure, he threaded a perfectly weighted through ball between Marquinhos and Gabriel, two of the best centre-backs in world football, splitting the Brazilian defensive line cleanly. Ismael Saibari had timed his run to perfection. Racing through on goal, he kept his nerve with goalkeeper Alisson advancing and delicately lifted the ball over him with a composed chip finish. It was a goal built on Morocco's tactical intelligence, vertical attack, movement behind the defensive line, and clinical execution under pressure. Brazil's equalizer arrived through the one resource they always possess: extraordinary individual quality. Bruno Guimarães played the ball to Vinicius Junior on the left side of the penalty area. Morocco's defensive shape was momentarily stretched as Vinicius received possession inside the box. He cut back onto his right foot, creating the angle he needed, and curled a stunning strike into the far corner past Yassine Bounou. It was Vinicius's 10th international goal for Brazil, and the first time he had scored without his team winning the match. The goal was not the product of a structured tactical move. It was the product of elite individual talent finding the right moment. The contrast with Morocco's opener told the tactical story of the match in a single statistic. Morocco's goal came from the team. Brazil's came from the individual. The second half saw Ancelotti make important adjustments at halftime, withdrawing both Casemiro and Roger Ibanez, both of whom had been booked, to protect their disciplinary positions. Brazil enjoyed more territorial control after the restart, but Morocco maintained their shape and continued to threaten on the counter. The defining moment of the second half came from Morocco goalkeeper Yassine Bounou, who produced a crucial double save late in the match to preserve the draw. Had either chance gone in, this would be remembered as Morocco completing one of the night's biggest upsets. Instead, both teams took a point. The statistics reveal a story more complex than the scoreline. Brazil had more possession. Morocco had the higher expected goals figure despite seeing less of the ball, meaning Morocco's chances were of greater quality. Morocco's tactical framework was exceptional. Their 4-2-3-1 operated as a compact defensive block when out of possession and an explosive attacking unit when they won it back. For Brazil, Carlo Ancelotti has clear problems to solve. The midfield structure was too easily bypassed. The central defensive partnership was split apart for Morocco's opener. For Morocco, this performance should reinforce enormous confidence. They matched a tournament favorite in every tactical department and may genuinely feel they left New Jersey with the wrong result. Brazil responded immediately after conceding and created individual moments of brilliance, but they must improve their midfield structure and central defensive discipline. Morocco excelled in defensive compactness and vertical transitions, though they need to work on converting these performances into victories and late-game management. Scotland's return to the World Cup after a 28-year absence began as a patient, disciplined exercise rather than a dominant display. Steve Clarke set his team up in a 4-4-2 with Scott McTominay and Lewis Ferguson providing energy through the middle and Ben Doak causing problems down the right flank. Haiti were well organized. Their 4-2-3-1 sat deep and compact, denying Scotland central space and forcing them to find wide solutions. Scotland controlled possession and territory for much of the match, but struggled to create clear-cut openings in the first quarter of the game. A McTominay drive struck the post, a moment that could have made Scotland's evening considerably simpler. The breakthrough arrived in the 28th minute through a move that combined exactly the qualities Scotland had been trying to impose on the game. Ben Doak drove down the right side with pace and purpose, dropping his shoulder and delivering a dangerous cross into the penalty area. Che Adams met the cross from close range but was denied by goalkeeper Johnny Placide. The ball broke loose in the area, and John McGinn, arriving with perfect timing at the edge of the box, struck a shot that took a deflection off Haiti defender Jean Rickner-Bellegarde and diverted past the goalkeeper. It was Scotland's first World Cup goal since Craig Burley scored in 1998, that is 10,244 days. The early goal changed the tactical picture completely. Scotland sat deeper and invited Haiti to chase an equalizer, which played into their defensive strengths. With the lead secured, Scotland absorbed pressure effectively. Angus Gunn made several important saves to maintain the advantage. Haiti pushed forward in the second half and created moments. Franz Di Piero came closest, heading a late cross just past the post. But Scotland's defensive discipline held firm. They never allowed Haiti to find the decisive breakthrough. Scotland were not always convincing, but they were effective. 3 points from a game where they were pushed back for long periods is a strong return. Their tactical identity, hard to beat, dangerous from transitions, organized out of possession, functioned exactly as planned. For Haiti, this was a reminder that effort and defensive organization alone are not sufficient at this level. They need a goal threat to complement their defensive work. The significance of Scotland's result cannot be overstated. With Brazil and Morocco drawing in the other Group C match, Scotland moved top of the table after Matchday 1 having played only once. Scotland showed great tactical discipline but must work on creating clearer chances. Haiti proved compact and resilient but desperately need a cutting edge in the final third. If Brazil versus Morocco was the story of transitions, Qatar versus Switzerland was the story of efficiency. Switzerland dominated almost every statistical category available. They registered 26 shots to Qatar's 7. Their expected goals figure reached 3.24 compared to Qatar's 0.76. They controlled possession and territory but failed to seal the win. Qatar's formation under their head coach was a 4-3-3, with Akram Afif as the most advanced creative threat and captain Boualem Khoukhi providing leadership and aerial presence at centre-back. Switzerland lined up in a 4-4-2, with Granit Xhaka and Remo Freuler providing the midfield structure and Breel Embolo leading the attack alongside a second forward. Switzerland's opening goal came from a penalty awarded after sustained pressure inside Qatar's penalty area. Repeated Swiss attacks forced Qatar's goalkeeper Mahmoud Abunada into a difficult situation. Advancing to collect a ball in the area, he made contact and the referee, confirmed by VAR, pointed to the spot. Breel Embolo stepped up and converted calmly, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. It was Switzerland's first ever penalty kick goal at a World Cup finals, excluding shootouts. The second half followed a similar pattern. Switzerland created chance after chance. In the 77th minute, Ruben Vargas and Breel Embolo both broke into dangerous positions, only to be denied by Abunada. In the 86th minute, Embolo missed a clear opportunity inside the penalty area. Switzerland were doing everything right except score the second goal. That failure to convert would prove catastrophic. Deep in the 4th minute of stoppage time, Qatar committed bodies forward for one final attack. Homam Ahmed, playing as a substitute, delivered a precise, high cross into the Swiss penalty area from the right side. Captain Boualem Khoukhi rose above the Swiss defense and attacked the ball aggressively with his head. His header was powerful, accurate, and gave goalkeeper Gregor Kobel no chance. The ball hit the net. Qatar had equalized. Switzerland were stunned. It was Qatar's first ever point at a FIFA World Cup finals. The numbers paint a stark picture. Switzerland generated 26 shots and 3.24 expected goals. They scored once. Qatar generated 7 shots and 0.76 expected goals. They scored once. Football matches are decided by moments, not statistics, and this was the clearest possible illustration of that principle. Switzerland controlled the midfield and dominated play but failed to protect their lead. For Qatar, this is a historic result, earned through discipline, organization, and an unshakable belief that the game is not finished until the final whistle. Scotland are the surprise leaders of Group C after Matchday 1. They are the only team in the group to have won their opening match, and they did so on a night when both Brazil and Morocco dropped points. Brazil and Morocco remain genuine contenders, while Haiti face an uphill battle but remain mathematically alive. Group B remains completely open after the opening round. Canada drew with Bosnia and Herzegovina. Qatar drew with Switzerland. All four teams sit on 1 point. Matchday 2 could completely reshape the qualification picture. A single win or loss could separate teams significantly. Looking ahead to the next fixtures, Group C action on June 19th sees Scotland versus Morocco at Boston Stadium and Brazil versus Haiti in Philadelphia. For Group B on June 18th, Switzerland face Bosnia and Herzegovina and Canada take on Qatar. Matchday 1 has already shown that possession alone is not enough. Morocco proved that organization and transitions can frustrate even the world's biggest football nations. Scotland demonstrated the value of patience, and Qatar showed that belief until the final whistle can change everything. Which performance impressed you most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow NRJ159 for more FIFA World Cup 2026 tactical analysis. Thanks for watching.